Social isolation. In this video, we'll take a look at loneliness and the effect it can have on people, especially as we get older. As we age, we may lose people close to us. Also, loss of mobility may make it harder for us to get out and socialize with friends. You may feel confined to your apartment, and it can feel like you're living in a cave all by yourself. This can lead to loneliness, which has a negative effect on us. Let's take a look at what we can do to combat this and venture out of that cave we have confined ourselves into. My name's Martin Lesperance. I'm a retired paramedic and firefighter, and if you're an older adult, I'm one of you because I'm in my 70s now, and I've treated literally thousands of older adults who have been injured or suffered a medical emergency. I've learned a lot from those experiences, and with these videos, I can help you stay fit, active, and sociable, and injury-free well into our golden years. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel so I can end up producing more.
Hello, this is Mr. Rogers. All of us at one time or another need help.
Humans are social creatures. So are elephants. Both species do better with others around them. I'll bet for most of us, we do like having friends. Yes, there's a few people who are loners, but generally they are less happy than people who have friends and a good social network. Hopefully you had a lot of friends when growing up. Playgrounds and elementary schools were incubators for friendships. For some, it wasn't so, but I think for most of us, we can look back at our early friendships and smile. We may still be in contact with some friends, going back 40 or 50 years. With Facebook, it's easy. Sadly, as we get older, we lose friends and we lose loved ones. Friends move and friends die, and this can lead to social isolation, which can lead to loneliness. Loneliness can lead to increased health problems such as cognitive decline, including dementia, depression, and even heart disease. In fact, studies have shown that loneliness can increase the chance of premature death by 30%. Social isolation and loneliness don't always go together. A person can be lonely even if they are surrounded by family and friends. And there are people who may be alone but don't feel lonely. Loneliness is a state of mind or the perception of being alone. But if you feel lonely, this can and it probably will affect your health. There are several reasons why a person can feel isolated. The death of a spouse, lack of transportation. Maybe you can't drive any longer, which affects your independence and you getting out. You're not going to places and seeing people and doing things like you used to. Physical problems such as arthritis, that can limit your mobility. You may not want to walk or get out any longer because it hurts to do so, and all this can increase social isolation. Another part of life that affects a lot of us, that leads to a big change in our lives, is retirement. If you're not prepared for it, it can sneak up on you. Then one day you wake up and you don't have to go to work. You lose your day-to-day interaction with your coworkers, and you think, what am I going to do with all this spare time? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? For some, it just may be a little bit too easy to spend all that spare time sitting at home watching TV day and night, or going out to the corner bar and staying there way longer than you should be. It's easy to get into a rut, and it may be hard to get out of that rut. On the other hand, there are people who engage in activities that are productive and meaningful, and they tend to do it with others. These people tend to have a sense of purpose in life, and that's really important. If you have a sense of purpose, a reason to wake up and get out of bed in the morning, you're usually going to be in a better mood. And this can help a person not only live longer, but live better. Stephanie Cacioppo, PhD, tells us the misery and suffering caused by chronic loneliness are very real and warrants attention. Stephen Cole, PhD, who studies this topic, tells us losing a sense of connection and community changes a person's perception of the world. They may feel threatened and mistrustful of the world. I'll say that again, it's important. Losing a sense of connection and community changes a person's perception of the world. He also tells us loneliness acts as a fertilizer for other diseases. The biology of loneliness can accelerate the buildup of plaque in arteries. It can help cancer cells grow and spread, and it can help promote Alzheimer's disease. Loneliness promotes several different types of wear and tear in the body. Loneliness can also make it harder to fight off infectious diseases. One study showed that health-wise, loneliness can be equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and the World Health Organization calls it a global public health concern. As mentioned, studies showed that it can increase the chance of premature death by 30%. Loneliness is bad news. So what can we do to reduce the chance of loneliness and isolation? We can grow friendships. You have to work at friendships. They are not a one-way street. You don't have to be a social butterfly, but even a couple good friends can make life so much more meaningful. Studies have shown that close friendships, especially as we age, can make you feel a lot better. It can make you feel healthier, and you can live longer with a better quality of life. And that's what we're striving for. Friendships can help reduce the chance of a sedentary lifestyle. It's easier to go for walks with someone else. One day you might not feel like going for a walk, but if a friend says, hey, let's go for a walk.
Hey, Dee, it's Josie. You want to go for a walk? I can come right over. Okay, good.
You're more likely to go instead of sitting in your chair watching TV. And remember, walking is good for you. Everyone is afraid of cognitive decline. As we age, how we process information along with our memory may slowly start to decline. Friendships, socialization, and being active can help reduce this from happening to you. Talking with people gets your mind active. You have to think about what you're going to say. Well, most of the time. And all this is good for your gray matter and is also good for the rest of you. Where do you find new friends? Well, if you're in a retirement home, that should be easy. There'll be many others your age, and you'll probably be surprised at how many of them have the same interests as you. Put yourself out there. Be friendly. Others will probably be friendly back to you. If you're still living in your own place, join a senior-friendly gym or a senior center. They probably have activities you'll be interested in. The gym I go to, I see more and more seniors there all the time. Soon, we'll be taking over the place. Join a seniors hiking group if there's one near you. You'll not only meet new friends, but you'll be getting great exercise. And not only that, you'll be getting out in nature, which has huge health benefits. If you're so inclined, you may join a church group. Volunteer your time and your services. This can range from helping inner city kids stay off the streets to helping out in the kitchen at a drop-in center for the homeless. And I'm sure every SPCA in North America can use volunteers.
Pee Wee Reese has a way with Dodger rookies or Sandlot youngsters. Pee Wee, you do a lot of work with boys.
Not work, Al. I like baseball and kids. I enjoy helping teenagers start right.
Oh, that's around shaving age. And you give them pointers on personal appearance, too?
Yes, a boy has more self-respect when he's clean-shaved.
If you can't do these things physically, do other things that can help keep you connected with people. Join a chess club. Maybe you've wanted to learn how to play chess for decades. Here's your chance. Play cards, take an educational course, something that's interested you in for decades. Now you have the time to take an in-person course. Get out and stay connected with people and go out of your way to meet new friends. It will pay off big time. As I mentioned in the intro, I used to box very competitively. And our gym was in the inner city of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And it was free for us kids to use. It was run by volunteers. And over 50 years later, I still remember their faces and names. And I remember how they helped us kids out. That's 50 years, half a century, and I still remember the folks who volunteered their time to run the place and help train us. We had a very good club because of them. We had several national champions. Now that's making an impact. There are many organizations who would love to have you help them out. You'll meet new people, and I'll bet you'll feel a lot better. After all, who doesn't want to help someone else? Having a purpose in life and helping others is one of the best ways you can improve your life. You have a lot to offer.
Hello? No, hey Gene. No, I don't want to go for a walk. I'm just going to stay in. Okay.
Accept invitations. This is important. It's easy to withdraw and get into a shell when you lose important people close to you. There are many other reasons why you may withdraw. You don't have to lose someone for this to happen. You may get to a point where you just don't feel like going out, even if you're asked. You may just sit there and think, maybe I'll just stay at home, watch a movie, and have a few beers. And you get really comfortable doing this night after night. This can end up becoming normal for you. Nah, I'll just stay home. In time, people are going to stop asking you to do things, and you'll become even more isolated. Make the effort. Remember, friendships are a two-way street, and friends are good to have. Use social media. Okay, we may be slower than a typical 16-year-old with it, but I speak for myself. But it's a great way to stay connected with people. FaceTime with the grandkids or text them when you haven't heard from in a long time. Keep in contact. Also with Facebook, you can reconnect with people you went to school with. Stay in touch with people. There's a Facebook group for the neighborhood I grew up in, and there's a lot of fun posts, mostly people the same age. A lot of the comments are very off-the-wall posts. It kind of brings back memories, and you just start to realize how twisted and crazy some of your friends may have been. With Facebook, I'm on with some of those same old crazy friends I grew up with. Now they're older and crazy. Now, I mean this in a good way. I mean this in a fun way.
Hello, Dorothy. Is that you? Been trying to get hold of you forever.
We used to stay in touch by phone and letters. I'd rather get a letter instead of a text or email.
Yes! I've got mail! I've got mail! Yes! Yes!
And I think most people like getting a personal letter. Write a letter to your grandkids or a postcard. Remember what postcards are? They seem to have disappeared. People don't send them. It's too easy to just take a picture and send it, which is still a nice thing to do. Be inquisitive, like a child. Many times I pass the construction site and I wonder, how do they put this building up? How do they do this? And I've often stopped and asked a construction worker how they did it. Where do you start? And almost all of them took the time to explain. And I think they liked explaining, and I think they appreciated me asking and showing interest in their work. And I think they felt good about it. And I had my questions answered, and they felt good about it, explaining it. It was a win-win situation. I've done this many times in all different kinds of situations, and I like doing it. So there you have it. Friendships can help with loneliness. Not being lonely can help give you a better quality of life. It can give you a healthier life. So let's get out there, meet new people, keep your old friendships, make new friendships. And I guess that's what we call now a social network. As Joe Cocker said, I get by with a little help from my friends. Here's an example of one senior I was totally impressed with. I was in Home Depot and I was asking a worker where I could find a certain thing. He says, follow me, I'll show you. So he started walking along the aisle, and he walked fast, and we started talking. I asked him how long he's been working there. He said he's been there for 2 years, and he looked to be about in the 70s. And I asked him what he did before, and he said he was vice president of a bank, so I don't think he was doing this for the money. But here's what he told me. He said it's a fantastic job. He gets out and meet and associate with customers and with the other co-workers. Remembering what's on the aisle keeps his mind sharp, and he puts in a lot of walking. He looked fit. He also said that he just works part-time and he could take time off whenever he wants, and he's making some extra money. The guy was amazing and such a great attitude. I want to be like him. He has something to wake up in the morning for. We have good years ahead of us. We can make them better with friends. If you think you're starting to feel lonely, get out there, do something, talk to people, make new friends.